All right, thanks a lot, Lee. Me too. Now on Bounce, we're getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, and tonight the owner of Honey Butter Bakery is showing you one traditional cake that's made for the holiday. Brandy Jones, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
You are making Tres Leche cake, in which I understand to be 3 milk cake. Is that correct?
They call it 3 milk cake or a wet cake. So
okay, all right.
Usually when you say Tres Leche, everyone knows what you're talking about.
So we're talking about it's going to be moist, right? It's going to melt in your mouth, so to speak.
It's going to be wet. So if you're not used to it, that may be a little different for you.
Okay.
So what I have is, I'm doing half the recipe, so that's half a cup of butter.
Okay.
And then I have a half a cup of sugar.
Okay.
And we're going to blend these two together.
And you're always very careful of that. You said you always be careful of that.
Right. So you want to cream it good, like any other cake. Just make sure it's well incorporated.
Okay.
And this is, it doesn't have as many ingredients as a normal cake would. So it has a different flavor to it that you may not be used to.
Okay.
We're doing 2 fresh eggs.
2 fresh eggs.
Yes, and have it well incorporated.
You don't care what kind of eggs you use, right?
Well, I do. I actually use, I try to use as much local products as possible.
Okay.
And these are North Carolina eggs right out of Concord.
Oh, okay, love Concord.
Yes.
Those spiders. I don't know.
So I use some all-purpose flour, unbleached.
Right.
And that is 3/4 of a cup.
Right.
Add a little vanilla in there. And you can do variations to this as well. You can do, add a little coconut in there. You can do strawberries. So you do have a little wiggle room with this particular product.
If you took a guess, just a stab at the number, how many times do you think you blended something? 5,000?
All the time. And I just put in half a cup of baking powder so that make sure that the product rise.
Okay. Baking powder is pretty much in everything you kind of...
Pretty much, if you want it to rise, you're going to need it.
Okay.
So we put it in a baking pan.
All right.
Put this
Do
in.
you grease the baking pan? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
you're going to grease it. And I usually put parchment paper at the bottom just to make sure that it's easier to come out.
Absolutely. Nobody likes that sticky stuff to the bottom of the pan.
Spread it nice and even. Put this in the oven.
350.
350. You got it.
Look at Ron. Ron's over there looking at our photograph. He's like, you are the man, Delaney.
350
Maybe he didn't
degrees.
say that. I don't know.
Hey, it's all right. So when it comes out, it's usually in a regular cake size pan. What I did is cut the sides into a square.
And how long does it take for it to do? And then
About
how do you know?
20, 30 minutes. Just like any other cake, when it bounces back, you're good.
All right.
And this cake is going to be a little bit more dense than a normal cake because it doesn't have some of the other ingredients like salt and other stuff in there to keep it moist. That's where the milk comes from. So I'm poking holes in here.
Okay.
So then when we add the 3 milk, which I have here is heavy cream, half a cup of heavy cream, half a can of evaporated milk, and a half a can of sweet condensed milk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's why it's called the Tres Leche, because it have 3 different types of milk. You can use whole milk, but if you want that creamier taste, you add...
Tres Leche, it almost sounds kind of French, but it's not French.
It does have that little sound to it, but it is all on the other side.
Okay, okay.
So this is the 3 milk, and that's pretty much what it is. So if it's a little runny, that's Tres Leche.
Okay.
So we add a little milk there, and traditionally they put a little whipped cream on top.
That's it? That's pretty much it?
That's pretty much
Wow,
it.
okay, look at there. Come on in, guys. Let's talk about this.
Add a little
Regina.
cinnamon on top to add some flavor to it.
Okay. And
you know Delano was itching for a cake.
So really that takes how long? That's not very...
Not long at all.
Difficult.
It isn't difficult at all. You just want to make sure you get your variations right on your milk to get the flavor that you're looking for.
Right.
And so it is technically going to be
You can just give mine to Brigida's to mine because she can...
She'll look for you.
No need to waste it, right?
That's right.
Thank you.
So the Tres Leche cake, and what you can do is take some fresh fruits, put it on top.
Yeah.
So some berries. You know, you can also put a little compote on top, you know, to add to the freshness of this particular cake.
Oh, okay.
Do you make anything bad? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well,
I haven't tasted anything bad.
Ridiculously good, he means. Brandy, thank you so much.
You
Honey
are
Butter
welcome.
Bakery. Thank you all at home for watching. We appreciate you. More news at 11.
Tres Leche!
Good night, folks.